Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakaryim, Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, ordained, predestined for salvation in these last days. And boy, do we need salvation. We need a higher power to rescue us from what's coming down the pipeline and what's already on us. But our part, we got to play our part, which is holding close to our patience right now. And what the Lord is doing to the men, at least from what I'm hearing through videos and, my yoke fella, them going through his trials, as well as myself. The Lord is putting it on us in our personal life, meaning he's toughening us up. He's taking things from us. He's putting more obstacles in the way. He's allowing us to fall so that we can get back up. He's building up our endurance to suffer, because this next lockdown and this rollout of this MOTP ain't gonna be no joke. So these people in the world, they're not ready to lose. They don't know how to wait. This is a fast food nation. They want it now. We can come from this world, so we got that on us too. So now the Lord is he's putting it on us. It's the next level that we've entered into, and this is for our spiritual endurance in this race, because Paul did call this a race. And just get this scripture here before we get into this video. This is a race, for salvation. Our salvation is at hand, and we don't want to slip. And if we the Lord's elect, the Lord don't want us to slip either. So he's going to make sure that he keep building us up. This is 1 Corinthians 9:24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. That's going to be the salvation, the saving from these bombs that's about to drop on this place. So run that you may obtain. So we're running this race that we may obtain. And each athlete, we just came out the Olympics, them guys was highly prepared, great shape, great diet, sleep, hydration, endurance. They was ready. Then we're in the spiritual Olympics right now. So before you start running, you got to have the right uniform on, the right coach in the corner, which are the holy angels. You got to know your place. You can't be, running out of place. You got to run the right race, the race for you. You normally run 200s. What are you doing in the 400? That means you got to know your position. You got to know why you even running. You got to know that there's a race at hand. So that means we got to know what we're involved in at this time. We're trying to make it out of here, because great suffering is about to start. So these trials that we going through, we suck it up. We get tough when the Lord start taking things, and it's going to be one thing after the next, because we're getting close. So the Lord building up that endurance. So we running that we may obtain salvation. And every man that striveth for the mastery, so we striving to be master builders, and ultimately to get out of here, is tempered in all things. So the Lord is controlling our temperance. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. They want a belt, a trophy, a bag in this world, right? But we are incorruptible, which is immortality. We know what we're fighting for. We don't want a reputation here. We want nothing from this world. We just want our daily bread. We want to grow with this wisdom and get closer to Yahweh. That's our main goal. Therefore, run. So we run. So go ahead, run. Not as uncertain, but you're not doubting, because the race starts in the mind. Every athlete knows that, the fight starts in the mind before you get in the ring. So you can't be running this race uncertainly. So fight, not as one that beateth the air. So Paul ain't out here shadow boxing, just throwing vain punches. Every punch got to connect. He's throwing every punch with purpose. But I keep under my body. So we keeping ourselves with this tolerance. The Lord gave us this special discernment. We just don't use it on the world. We discern ourselves. We know what we going off. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. That's a lot of fasting, praying, staying away from the niggas and niggerettes of this world. We disconnected from this world. That's the best way to stay under your body, because the body want to go back where it came from, and the demons want us back. You know, the women coming after you, the money, you know, you're going through problems. You thinking, man, if I can just get a little more, you know, this and that and cut a corner here. No, stay the course of the river. You know, your lot is your lot. It says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, you out there at camp, we making these videos, right? Diligent, your camp is growing, subscribers growing, right? So you're doing the work, you're preaching to others. I myself should be a castaway, but it's not benefiting you. So what's good is it going to camp and staying diligent and doing all this watching when it's not benefiting you? You're the main objective. We're the main objective. Salvation is for us first. Our work that we put in can be burnt. You know, 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, tell you that it's going to be tried in the fire. We can lose all the work we put in, but us, ourselves, we made it because we understood that not just our work is in the race, but we in the race too. So let's get into this video.
Look at what happened while all of America slept last night. All of these new protocols, these new provisions, these safety checks just went into effect at airports worldwide. So if you're thinking about flying to LAX or JFK or Atlanta, maybe you want to go to Heathrow. Maybe you want to go to Singapore or maybe Indonesia or Thailand or South Korea. Any of these countries, and there's a drop in the bucket because there's so many more. They're going to be checking all the passengers now that are traveling for this, this new spread, right? So you start to ask yourself, are we walking into a major, major problem? It's looking like we could be walking into something interesting here, to say the very, very least.
The situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern.
And I think the economy, the last thing it needs is this problem, this situation. Because you start to look at where consumers are, look at where the world is. If things start closing down hypothetically, or new measures are unfolding, like what they've just announced in China they're going to be doing for the next 6 months, this begins to kind of move on a worldwide stage. Look at what happened with the vessel in Argentina. Turned out to be no issue, at least that's what the mainstream media reported. But they stopped the ship. They took the safety measures, the precautions. Are they going to be doing this on a worldwide stage? And if so, what is this going to mean for the world economy? What's this going to mean for consumers? What will inflation look like? Well, I'm going to show you on their sources what the mainstream's saying is happening right now, what's unfolding at airports, what's going to happen to travel starting today, and why I think we should all kind of take this information in to make smart, wise
decisions. Take it in, man. We better be prepared for the big hit. See, they still trying to stack this world's richest, man. This guy John here, this is the John Williams Show. He's an analyst and financial expert. But they trying to survive in this world. They got no hope. You're looking at the hopeless. But us, we know it's about to get very, very aggressive. You see that right there. So this is happening right under your nose while you going to sleep. You gonna wake up, man, and your world gonna look different. That's within 24 hours. Because they doing things while you out here partying. Most people preparing for the weekend. They just got paid. It's Friday night. Right? They're going to be out here hunting, for things to get into while all this is going on. And they don't know the clock is ticking on them. Ticking. But the men of the Lord, we on our watch. And the Lord is preparing us. And like I said, through this patience, man. We suffering right now. The Lord taking stuff from us. It says, this is Luke 21 and 19. It says, in your patience possess ye your souls. Now they don't get that. In this race that we run in, the Lord is building our patience. And when you go into the Greek for this patience here.
Strong's G 5281. Hupomene. Hupomene.
Steadfastness. And this is a serious word. Steadfastness, man. Because we're going to need this. This is unmovable, man. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Yeah, this is steadfastness right here. It's a serious word here, man. To stead and fast. The quality of being resolutely or difficultly firm and unwavering. So you standing firm, man. There's no wavering, you know, no double-mindedness, consistency, endurance. See that? See, this race that we run, and we need this endurance. But check this out. In the New Testament, the characteristics of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose. So we got purpose here. We know why we here on earth. A lot of people don't even know why they born. So they're going to go through a lot of complaining and suffering this next lockdown. And they're going to comply to the New World Order, man. They're going to take that MOTB out of fear, not knowing their purpose. But we got our marching papers. The Lord has opened us up and woke up our eye salve. He's turned on our lamps. And now we fighting with purpose. We walking with purpose now. And his loyalty, where's your loyalty? Our loyalty is to Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. To faith, this is another thing they don't have. Faith in what? These people are hopelessly lost. And piety by even the greatest trials. So we going through the greatest trials right now and sufferings. So the Lord is building us up through the sufferings we going through right now. Because it's about to get tight out here, man. You hear this? They're not playing. The Lord is not playing. We definitely at the end, and this thing is going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. It's going to hit hard.
This is 10:55 p.m. or 10:55 actually a.m. for the UK, which was, we were all sleeping, right? Then you look at what happened last week. So you start to kind of follow these trends. You'll see that we're walking into something here. So potentially. So Thailand, which confirmed its first case, will begin surveillance and screening measures at its international airports. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I was watching this other channel. They got the drones ready to roll out too. These are drones that's going to be sniffing your porch, your steps for a virus. It's called drone sniffing virus. Virus sniffing drones. That's what it is. And if they detect any scent or anything, they sending them to your door. So they had this movie called Songbird, I think it was called, that came out right when it dropped in 2020, as soon as they hit us with the pandemic. And that thing took place in 2023, and everybody was locked in their apartments. And and you had to wear, I think you had to check your temperature, and if you had a high temperature, they sent the soldiers to your house to take you to quarantine. Yeah, we about to go into that. They got all these things in motion.
Singapore stepped up its precautions. On Thursday, temperature and visual screenings will be implemented for inbound travelers and crew arriving from flights to certain airports. Then South Korea. South Korea has redesignated a quarantinable, right? So the country's health authorities said on Tuesday, inbound travelers from 8 African nations will need to report, right? Then Indonesia, popular destination, it says installed thermal scanners for international travelers, international arrivals. Philippines, Malaysia, right? So these airports are doing different things. Like, look at this. They've required to monitor health for 21 days after arrival to Malaysia, okay? So you see all these Asian nations doing that. You're like, okay, well, that's Asia. Maybe you're not going there, right? Maybe it's not going to impact you just yet. Well, let's look at what's happening in America. In the United States, they are now partnered with Department of Homeland Security at major airports, including JFK in New York, LAX, Atlanta International, passengers arriving from regions where this is known. And they say here that, one of the primary difficulties lies in the incubation period, which can last 5 to 21 days. This is what they're reporting. And so if they're saying, they're going to do screenings, but they say, the incubation period is so long, it might not be effective. What they're really kind of communicating to me is that additional measures may have to come into effect
and that's them quarantines, man. That's these camps that they got set up. See, everything about them makes sense. Remember, they had a bill that went out, and that included quarantines. And they've been building these quarantine centers around the 50 states for months now. So, yes, they preparing, and this is scriptorial. This is Revelations 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Right? So you gotta go that suffering again, that patience, the suffering. Behold, the devil, which is, you got the spiritual Satan, the devil, but then you got this physical counterpart, which is the Edomites. So we know this is talking about Esau, because Esau is about to lose his rulership. So the Edomites shall cast some of you into prison. That's these camps, man. That you should be tried, but the men of the Lord are going to be fully prepared, because the Lord is taking us through the fire now. So, some men are going to lose their head. It's going to be some terrible things that 2/3 are going to go through in these encampments, man. Separation from their family, everything. This is leading to quarantines, man. That you should be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days, which is just a completement of a certain amount of days. Be thou faithful unto death. That's only for the men of the Lord. And I will give you that crown of life. That's that crown, that reward that we fighting for, that race, man. But these people not ready for what's about to hit them, man.
Prevent this, right? Meaning things could potentially get worse for the U.S. economy. Things could really be changing, in a very big way for America. I mean, look at this, for example. Major airport to enforce health screenings, and this is in the European Union. And, you start to just kind of look at this, and you'll realize this is Madrid, right?
Hey, it's lucky for this commercial here. Hopefully
Bring your trip
moved
to
fast.
life with Expedia's Chat GPT integration.
Sirius XM NFL Radio is your home
They
for
forcing me
everything
into these
NFL
things.
playoffs. Get live home and away broadcast.
Realize if it's happening in the UK, if it's happening in Madrid, it's happening in Asia, it's happening in America. I mean, how is this? This was announced 8 days ago, last Thursday, right? 8 days ago. So, they went out there saying, this is an emergency. Then 8 days later, boom, here we are right now. Are we walking into a really big issue? Well, let's look at this. So, August 15th, the day that it was announced, they said that they're going to monitor arrivals of people and goods for this. China will monitor people and goods entering the country for the next 6 months, a statement from its Customs Administration said on Friday. Personnel from countries they're saying that basically this is hitting a lot of different countries right now, but they're saying that who have been in contact with this, their display symptoms should initiate and declare themselves, right? So vehicles, containers, goods from areas should be set for that. So you think about that. If they're going to be doing that with freight, they're going to have a vessel or some, major shipment, and they have to do that to the entire ship. How is that not going to add delays and costs that will then get passed on to the consumer? How?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
So so as you can see, I'm gonna leave the link to this down in the comment box so you can finish this out. But you get it. It's about a 11 minute video, but you get it. You see what's happening. This is happening right up under your nose. But the men of the Lord, we preparing. We just not reporting. We ain't prepping water and stuff. We preparing our soul, man, because we gonna be really patient as the Lord works right now. This is the NLT, Luke 21:19. By standing firm, you will win your soul. See that? That's that race. That's that race. These people about to lose their souls to the beast. But if the Lord is on our side and he's building us up, Akwath out there, we're being built up for a major battle. That hour of temptation is about to hit. Everybody about to go through it, and you're going to see what you're made of. What kind of training you've been going. Are you going to stick with the game plan? Is the game plan going to stick with you? Because the Lord ain't going to just be helping anybody out here. You best believe that. What the scripture tell you is that 2nd Ezra 16, the 16th chapter tell you that then there should be known who are my chosen. You're going to see men out here winning their soul. And then you're going to see millions and millions of men and women losing their soul just to a simple thing called patience, not having that and understanding how it works. So we're going to end it right there. Like I said, I'm going to drop this link in the comment box, Lord willing, I remember, but get ready. This thing is clicking, man. Like he said, just 8 days later, and they locking down the airports. So what's going to be happening by next week? We soon shall see, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah HaKwadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakaryam Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.